Good evening, football fans. Tonight on NCTV5, you're the best in sports broadcasting in Northwest Ohio. We will be bringing you the play-by-play of the battle between the unbeaten Evergreen Vikings and the also unbeaten, both at 2-0, Liberty Center Tigers. Jim, it's a beautiful night for football here in the mecca of Northwest Ohio football, as they say on the prognosticator show. Jim, this really shapes up to be a pretty big battle between two offensive powers.
Oh, it does, Spike. This will be the first real test for the Tigers and possibly the Vikings also. Vikings looking to redeem themselves from last year's efforts here. Their great quarterback, Brooks Miller, really didn't play too much last year, and we know that he led the Vikings to a league championship in basketball. So their sports program is rolling now. They were 6-4 last year, I understand, and look to build on that. So they've got hopes and dreams, and of course the Tigers, the men in black, want to keep on rolling.
Well, that's true. Coach Beamer has got these Evergreen Vikings believing that they can knock Liberty Center off, and they seem to have the firepower to give the Tigers all they want. They're averaging over 430 yards of offense, only 50 less than Liberty Center. And their fine quarterback and probably one of the best all-around athletes in Northwest Ohio, Brooks Miller, leading, or actually tied with Mike McClure in scoring so far with 5 touchdowns. So he definitely is the key to their whole attack. Evergreen also, something to look out for is that good passing game. They have already thrown for 360 yards, so definitely a two-pronged attack, and it'll give Liberty all the challenge they need.
Yeah, Spike, don't you think the line play will decide a lot of things? Brooks Miller probably hasn't been pressured, at least not pressured to the point that the Tigers like to bring it. And, of course, if his offensive line can negate that tremendous rush they expect from the Tigers, and he has time to pick his receivers, it could be quite an offensive night.
Well, it could be, but as you say, the line play will be the key, and I think the Tigers, who have won, by the way, 11 straight times over the Vikings with their excellent tradition, I think they may be tough to handle before this is all over. But that's why they play these games, Jim, and just about the time that you start to assume anything, well, then you might as well hang your wash out because you could get surprised.
Yeah, and as we think of the games earlier, at least on the Tigers' behalf, their starters, their front liners on the depth charts really haven't played that much football. Still some question marks at quarterback position. We'd like to see Rob Shaddy get many more repetitions and really become extremely smooth with the receivers. But the running game has been so excellent for the Tigers, and once in a while on top with the pass, that how can you argue with 115 points in 2 games?
Yeah, no question there, Jim, and I think you hit nail right on the head when you talked about repetitions. The Liberty Center's top 2 running backs, seniors Mike McClure and Ryan Zeider, in 2 games have a total of now here 23 carries. Mike averaging 19 yards a carry and Ryan averaging 17. So as you can tell, this is a big game for Liberty Center. Next week, we've got Patrick Henry coming up, and we definitely need to establish some momentum. Tonight, our game-by-game sponsors, Denny and Penny Myers for their son Kane, Cheryl Van Gutten for Chris, John McClure for his son Mike, Rick, Rhonda, Nick, and Brittany Miller for their son and brother, Jesse, Bob and Julie Shaddy for their son, Rob, Mike and Linda Simbola, Terry and Mary Lou Bowers, and Dave and Deb Silvas. And also Deb McClure along with her husband, John. All right, getting set here for the kickoff. here in beautiful Tiger Stadium, Titletown, Ohio.
Turned out to be a nice day, Spike, but it was a fog delay, and neither one of these schools had school today.
Yeah, that could make a difference in how these guys were able to prepare. They didn't have school to get themselves all set up. Here's Spangler back, his boot high, end over end. It'll go down inside the 10-yard line, taken there. Coverage up, and good job by Liberty Center. The defensive ends on both sides stayed home. Only place to go is up the middle, and Liberty Center snuffs them out just outside the 30-yard line, where Evergreen will take over. First down and 10. On the inside, we've got Blake Lindgren at nose tackle. Now back to throw, a little swing pass over on the left, cuts back across the grain, hit first by Wesche after about a 3-yard gain for the Vikings. Jim, I'm sure the Vikings here are going to look to throw the ball a lot. I'm sure they know that their running game will be tough to go against Liberty's quickness, so I expect to see a lot of balls in the air.
I agree, and I think probably some sophisticated patterns too, you know, to kind of clear out the defenders and then bring another, maybe even a third guy into there. 2nd and 6.
Ball at the 34-yard line. Miller with two back set up. Here's the give off the left tackle. First down, number 25, Terry McIntosh. He's small but strong and quick. He bursts and twists and spins his way up across the 40-yard line to the 42, where it'll be an Evergreen first down. About an 8-yard gain for Terry McIntosh. Evergreen with two wide receivers split out to the right. Here's the give to the second back, and he's going to be hitting the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Great penetration, Jim, by the defense.
Which makes it going to be pretty easy to follow tonight, possibly. Those first few plays, Evergreen line really executing well. In fact, looks to be the best line the Tigers have faced so far.
Yeah, no doubt. They'll be getting a good push. For Liberty Center, Lindgren at nose tackle. We got Box at left tackle and Sharp over there on the right. Now the option play around the right side, chased by Wesche. He spins past him, breaks the tackle. Finally slowed down by Sattler, brought down by Box and Van Gunten. Jim, Evergreen's going to keep this thing wide open. They're going to definitely try to move the football through keeping the Tigers spread out.
Third game of the season for both teams. They've had a chance to look at film and kind of sense what the other does, and certainly some sophistication coming into play here. It's not just the simple, easy stuff now. They know what they're trying to do and think they can.
We've got Amstutz on the left defensive end and Van Gunten on the right. Here's a screen pass out. It's going to be open. Cuts around outside, up into the middle, across the 50-yard line and down to the 45-yard line. Evergreen's offense finding some early success here. Tigers maybe got caught in a little over pursuit there.
I think so, but a nicely executed screen. The rushers were coming, the quarterback hung on the ball, and the blockers got out there and stayed careful not to get ahead of the receiver. Just a nice high school screenplay.
Well, Evergreen scored 50 points apiece in their two games, so you know they've got the potential.
Officials time there.
Yeah, officials time out onto the field. Corner, Atkinson at a safety. Zeiter at a corner. Now the give, and he is going to be blown away. In on the stop, Van Gunten, Lindgren, Box, and number 24, Ryan Miller.
Also, Mr. Amstutz paying a hello to the quarterback, and looks like he met him pretty good after he handed that ball off, so it sort of made his presence.
Well, that's right. Things get said during the week, and Liberty Center pretty well keyed up for this game. Now, second down and 15 for Evergreen at their own 49. Here's the option play. Appears to be broken. Number 1, Brooks Miller, all league athlete, looked outside, Jim, and I don't know. It looked to me like maybe the back was a little too deep, but he couldn't get the pitch.
I think we had good penetration by our defensive end over there. I'm not sure if it was our end, but there was a black jersey in his line of vision, and if he'd have pitched that, we might have picked it off and had a quick 6.
All right, Sharp, Lindgren, and Box on the defensive line. The defensive ends, Amstutz and Van Gunten, and that leaves Miller and Smith at corners and Zeiter and Atkinson at safeties. Now Evergreen in a spread right. Now here's this give back going the other way, breaks a tackle up to the 40-yard line, but he's going to be hauled down short of a first down. Draw play by Evergreen comes up big to gain about 9 yards, but it will bring up a 4th down and 4 at the Liberty Center 40-yard line. Jim, I don't know. It's a possibility of 4-down territory here. Evergreen talking it over.
They're having a hard look at it. Quarterback staying in there. I don't know who their punter is, but they're liable to give it a shot.
Well, the Vikings have came to play, Jim. Already we've got a big play in the game here. 4th and 4 at the 40. Trying to draw the Tigers offside. Didn't get the job done. Runs the option. Now pitches it out. He's caught. By Atkinson was the first man there. Brought down under a host of Tiger tacklers. A great job by the Liberty Center Tigers. Their pursuit caught up with the option play. A great call by Evergreen. It looked for a minute, Jim, like they were going to spring it. Seth Atkinson came up from his cornerback spot, made a big hit, slowed him down, and then got help from number 24, Ryan Miller. Liberty Center will take over at their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends set with Atkinson and McClure in the backfield. Excuse me, McClure and Zeiter in the backfield. Give to Zeiter. He bulls his way forward for about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 43-yard line.
Tigers over there preventing that fourth down from being successful.
All right, 2nd down on a long 6. Atkinson now the wing right in motion to the left. He follows a block from Zeiter. Now cuts back across the green. There he goes. He's at the 40. There's a dive and he's caught. Tackled from behind at the 30-yard line by number 17, Ian Lenke. Also a big star in several sports for the Vikings. Seth Atkinson doing a great job, Jim. He came in motion from his wing spot, took the handoff, and followed the blocks of the 2 backs. A great kick-out block from Zeiter. And Seth broke across the grain, across the 40, down to the 30, but with the angle, Lenke was able to catch him. Tigers now in a wing left with the traditional 2-back set. Atkinson in motion going right. Here is the fake. Now it's the end around to Smith. Smith inside 2 blocks and tackle now after a short gain inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Well, I'll be darned. Brooks Miller playing some defense. Courage level gone up from last year. They didn't get exactly what they were looking for on a kickout block.
Yeah, we've seen that play 2 or 3 times this year, and they have to do more work on that, Spike. It's not smooth at all.
Evergreen with a 4-man line. Here is the fake. Shaddy drops back his first throw of the game, and some confusion there. But thankfully for Liberty Center, the confusion was in the fact that receiver went one way, the ball went the other, but the ball went where nobody else was either. That will bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers on the 27-yard line.
You know, Spike, that speaks to our concerns earlier. We'd like to see this starting quarterback get a lot of repetitions in, and first 2 weeks, he just hasn't.
No, and this may bode in the final outcome here. Atkinson in a wing left going in motion to the right. Here is the give to the first back through Zeiter. Breaks 1 tackle. Gets down close to the 20-yard line. About a 6-yard gain. It'll bring up 4th, and I'm going to guess about 1 yard to go. That's definitely a go-for-it situation. Yep, that's right, Jim. It's the ball just outside the 21-yard line. That means Liberty's got about 1.5 yards to go for the first down. 5:03 here in the first quarter. Another big play in this ball game. Brought to you here on NCTV 5. Atkinson, wing left. McClure and Zeiter in the backfield, 2 tight ends. Here's the deep pitch, and we're going to have it flagged. I believe there was some movement in the Tiger backfield. No! How about that, Jim? A breakdown in Evergreen's defense there. I assume encroachment.
Yeah, that was pretty close and rather difficult to tell just who moved, but must have been the boys in yellow and white because it will move the sticks. Tigers in the red zone. Let's see if they can put one in.
Tigers with the ball just outside the 16-yard line. Staying with the traditional wing-back set with 2 tight ends, Smith and Huff at the tights. Here's the snap. Here's the fake to Zeiter. Here's a long throw to Smith. He's there. It's caught. It's a Tiger touchdown. Rob Shaddy laid it out there beautifully for Jesse Smith. Jesse from the left side ran a post route and left his defender behind in single coverage, and it's 6 for Liberty Center. They lead it 6-0, 4:35 to go in the first.
Oh, real nice pass play there, and a nice thing, very excellent. Jesse had to extend to get that ball, so he put it out there where it was just going to be Jesse's ball if anybody could catch it.
Yeah, no question about that, Jim. He laid it out there, aired it out, and that was the only person going to catch that was Smith. Tigers now with their wide set. Atkinson by himself now rolls right hard. There's a flag, looking for the pitch, can't get it. He dives, he's down close to the goal line, but he stopped just a half a yard short, but there is laundry all over the field. I think we may, before this is all over, have offsetting penalties. I believe it could have been a face mask on the tackle of Atkinson, but Liberty Center with some kind of motion penalty to start with.
Spike, was he trying to pass that? That looked like some kind of option play. Jesse was out there maybe being a receiver, or was he a decoy?
Well, I think the idea of that play is nobody knows what you're going to do until the time comes to make a decision. That snuffed out with procedure call against Liberty, and then a hold on Liberty. Nevertheless, the Liberty Center Tigers draw first blood. And Jim, one thing we should mention here again, it was a breakdown on defense. It's the small things that mean a lot, and it was Evergreen getting the encroachment penalty on 4th and 1.5 that kept the Tiger drive alive, and now we see a 6-0 lead. Those little things can mean a lot.
Oh, absolutely, Spike. This is a contest where a mistake here and there could actually serve up big in the outcome. But
if you remember last week, Jim, against Montpelier, their one big success thing they could hang their helmets on were their returns against the Tiger special teams. And it'll be something to see here how Liberty responds. Evergreen able to get to the 30-yard line on the first possession. Now Spangler's kick, high end over end, down into the corner, hits at the 5, finally picked up by McIntosh. Hit and gonna be dropped just beyond the 10-yard line. Again, great coverage for Liberty Center. Down there for the Tigers was Flory, Weshy, and Chris Van Gunten and Jesse Smith. Yes, and he was able to keep it in bounds, but in a corner, and that really curtailed any big return notions that Evergreen had. Miller back to throw, hits a tight end over the middle, and he is belted. Number 3, Ryan Zeiter laid a lick on the intended receiver. No way was that ball going to be held. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Jim, there's just another example of what Liberty Center is going to do here to thwart this Evergreen Viking attack.
Oh, yeah, Tigers were very excited. They thought this would be the best test they've had, of course, and really look forward to mixing it up.
2nd and 10, 4 1/4 to go here in the quarter number 1. They have a wide formation to the right. Now the pitch back, fights his way up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles. McIntosh gets across the 15-yard line. He did a lot of running, Jim, for a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8. By the way, we should mention Terry McIntosh was the only running back last year to go over 100 yards against Liberty Center. Terry, son of Marvin McIntosh, a Liberty Center grad, and nephew to Kelly McIntosh, a Liberty grad and presently a Liberty resident. Now Miller rolls out to the right. There's a hold. Now the long throw downfield. Smith there, and it's caught! What a catch by the Evergreen Vikings over here at midfield.
One of the few times you'll ever see a pass taken away from double coverage in which Jesse Smith was involved in, but hey, give it to that number 17 with the yellow helmet because he said that ball's coming here and I'm going to have it. Bit of change.
Tigers had good pass rush. Possible holding went undetected on the left defensive end, Van Gunton. Nevertheless, a great play there as he timed his leap beautifully. Spread formation to the left. Here's a give to McIntosh. Back to the right, and he's smoked. Loss of 3 yards on the play.
Spike, he got caught up in traffic there. I think guys were just fighting their blocks, and hey, what's this guy coming with the ball here? And they stood him up, turned him around, and turns into a loss. But good penetration there by the Tigers, and not only are they fighting off the pressure that the offensive line is serving up, but they got their eyes open, and they're just mixing it up any way they can. 2nd and a mile.
Yeah, he ran into the area of Sharp and Amstutz there. Now with 2 wide outs to the left, drops back to throw. Here's a little short pass, almost picked off. Great defensive play by number 3, Ryan Zeider. He smelled it, came across, almost picked it off. Great alertness there by Ryan. Block with Liberty Center at the line of scrimmage. They want a lot of sideline passes, a lot of misdirection running, but they don't want to slug it out with Liberty on the inside, and that bodes well for the Tigers.
Yeah, I think that's exactly a good observation, but boy, that pass just was about 6 the other way.
Now back to throw, wide outs either side. Here's a long pass guarded by Miller. There's some chicken fighting going on, and somehow it's caught. Jim, you're not going to get any better coverage than that. Ryan Miller was on his man. I mean, he was just like glue on the horse.
You know, I was told Brooke Miller had some good receivers to throw to, and I figured, yeah, well, you know, they're getting a lot of yards. Somebody's got to catch them. But those are 2 different receivers that have made excellent plays there. I mean, they almost was interference. That play there, as you said, was chicken fighting going on.
Great catch. You can't say enough about the defense. It was a perfect pass. Now the give inside. No, it's kept by Miller. Jesse Smith helps fight off his block. Turns it back up inside, and the tackle made by Box, Atkinson, and Sattler. Well, Jim, now the Tigers are facing a tough situation here. 2nd down and 8, and the ball deep in their own territory, down inside the 25 at the 23-yard line. Miller back to throw, has a receiver inside, coughed up. I don't know, are they going to roll a catch and a fumble? Yes, they do! Another great hit by the Tiger defensive backfield. I believe it might have been, Zeider or Atkinson, the 2 and the 3. I couldn't differentiate. Big hit on the receiver. Tight end coming across the middle, and that pop turned it into a turnover for the Tigers.
Brought up some big yards, but now we're going the other way.
That was Scott Sharp on the fumble recovery. Now the give to Collins. Collins takes it off the left tackle, brings it up over the 20-yard line to the 22. A gain of 7 yards for Chad Collins. Tigers' penchant for big plays has yet to present itself, but the Liberty, as we know, can score from anywhere in the field. Tigers now again with Zeider and McClure in the backfield, 2 tight ends, Atkinson in the wing to the right. Here is the give to Zeider, off left guard again, and he'll ramble forward. Enough for the first down, a gain of 5 for Ryan Zeider. Ball now up to the 27-yard line. With the clock holding at 1:13 here in the first quarter, the Tigers leading at 6-0.
I want to make a comment on that last run by Zeider, Jeff. Huff made a nice block, and the Tiger backs can do a lot, but they've got to get started and give the people credit on those blocks if we can see them.
Tigers on the offensive line of Jesse Miller at left guard, Spangler at left tackle. Oh, there it is! We couldn't find the ball carrier. Ryan Zeiter on a quick burst up the middle, rambles for 17 yards, all the way up to their own 45-yard line. Jim, the Tiger offensive attack is just so quick on those quick hitters. Normally we see a lot of Missadoo and Jackaroo in the backfield and a lot of fakes and everything, but that time she was just a straight dive right up the middle. Tigers staying with that two tight end formation. Atkinson wing right, and now a little bit of a mix-up in the formation perhaps, and the Tigers call a timeout.
Yeah, talking about the backs, and we're running just a little bit of a ball control offense right now, kind of settle everything and everybody down. If we can get yards and move those sticks pretty consistently, then that's a good way to do it at this point in the game. And then when they kind of draw up the pinch on the run, then go over the top.
Yeah, and that seems to be the same strategy that Evergreen has employed here. They tried to run the ball, a lot of misdirection stuff early, a lot of screen passes and little dumps to the flats. And then when they went up top, it worked twice for big yardage. So both teams looking maybe for the big home run ball. We've got, I believe, Jim, I believe it's Sattler over center. Jesse Smith moved out to left guard. Spangler. Jesse Miller, excuse me, Jesse Miller, left guard. Spangler, left tackle. Smith, the tight end on the left. Over on the right side, we've got Weshy. Tiger set now, Atkinson wing left. Here's the fake to Zeiter. Shaddy back to throw. Nice pass out to Atkinson, caught. Caught just short of the first down across midfield.
Very nice catch by Seth. He had to go to the grass to get it, but no doubt in anybody's mind that it was a reception, just a little short of the first down, but good, strong 9-yard pass play there. You know, so far some things have been established. We see Brooke Miller can throw a nice pass, that he can run the ball, he can run the option, and he has some nice receivers to throw to. That's been established. Well, the men in black can do all that.
Yep, Tigers impressive so far. With that play action setup, giving Shaddy a lot of time to throw. Atkinson motion left. Here is the give to Zeiter. He pounds his way up the middle for the first down, but there is a flag on the play. And normally from that position, it's going to go against the Liberty Center for a hold, and yes, that's what it is. Todd Moeller and Weshy, the left guard and the left tackle, or excuse me, the right guard and the right tackle, with Jesse lined up as the tight end on the right side. So that completes the Tiger offense at this point.
With the help of a penalty here, the Vikings have been playing some good defense. Earlier down the field, the Tigers were moving the ball in pretty good chunks, moving the sticks, but the Vikings stiffen up and say, hey, we can play this game. We know what you're trying to do, and we're going to keep you from it. They're trying.
Second down and 9. Atkinson spread out wide to the right. Give to Zeiter on a little draw play. He breaks it off the right side, cuts back across the grain. Finally brought down deep into Evergreen territory, down inside the 35-yard line. Tigers with a wide formation that time. Gave Evergreen the passing look, but gave it to Zeiter on the more or less draw play off the right side. Cut it back across the grain, and it's all the way down to the 32-yard line. All right. Quickly, we'll go over our sponsors here who have made it possible for our broadcasts to be made on NCTV5. We have KK Collision, located in Liberty Center. State-of-the-art paint, all kinds of repair work on auto body repair work. Rick Speece of Speece Trailer Court. Dave's Running Shop in Delta with a complete sporting good line. Specializing in Liberty Center Tiger goods. We have Pisanello's Pizza by Craig and Sherry Myers and Dave Perry. Now give to McClure off the left side. McClure on the outside, cuts back, now back outside, cuts back in, and he's in there. Down across the 20-yard line, down to the 18. It'll be a first down again for Liberty Center. Nice job by Mike McClure as he rambles 13 yards. Yeah, when they gave the ball, Tigers sealed that left side real well. Now outside, Mike did a little dips and do and kicked her out. Now the give to McClure again off the left side. Battles his way forward for a hard-fought 3 yards. Evergreen Vikings, Jim, not giving up the ghost on that inside. They stopped Liberty Center at times. They're showing some fight here. But the Tigers have that second down inside the 20. We're going to call the ball on the 18-yard line. Smith, the tight end on the right, with Moeller and then Wesche, and then Sattler. Atkinson wing right. Here's the deep pitch to Zeider. He's going to look for Smith on a halfback throw. Smith open, just over his head, over the end line. Yeah. Uncatchable ball, but the Tigers had it set up beautifully.
Down and 8 yards to go. Ball's on the Tiger, or the Evergreen 18. Thanks, Loeb.
Okay, Tigers 3rd and 8. Here's the deep pitch to Zeider, follows a cordon of blockers, breaks 2 tackles, battles his way down inside the 10 to the 8, and Jim, I believe that's enough for a first down. I'm telling you, what a push by the Tiger right side. And Liberty Center now with a 1st and goal on the 8-yard line. Jim, week after week, game after game, play after play, the Liberty Center Tiger offensive line continues to dominate team after team. And it's not because they're bigger, they just do it better.
They do, Spike, and that was a question mark before the season began.
Atkinson the wing to the short side of the field. Here's the give up in there to Zeider.
No, that was McClure.
Oh, McClure, excuse me. McClure coming back behind Zeider on the right. Gain of about 3 down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal for Liberty Center on the 5. 10-10 left here in the first half.
Tigers have had a lot of plays down here close to the goal line, so Evergreen Vikings very grudgingly dug in and say, I don't think so, but that's what you play it for, and what a struggle.
Yeah, Evergreen doing a good job of not giving away the big play against Liberty Center, but Liberty grinding it out, consistently gaining several yards at a crack. Give to Zeider inside. It's another Tiger touchdown. Liberty Center showed that they might be going to run the power sweep. McClure breaking to the outside, but it was Zeider taking the handoff up inside. Beautiful kick-out block there by the Tiger left side of the offensive line, and he's in for the 5-yard touchdown.
Just a question of so many weapons, so many different ways to get it done. They give them this look, give them that look. They think they're expecting something else, and here comes Zeider with the ball. But a hard-fought drive there, but 12 points on the scoreboard for the Tigers.
Tigers now lining up to go for 2. We have Smith split out wide to the right. Atkinson split wide left. McClure, Zeider in the backfield. Shaddy, quick drop and throw short into the ground. Point after touchdown attempt is no good. And Liberty Center leads it though at 9:44 the first half by the score of 12-0. Now to cover some of the rest of our sponsors. Like I said, it's a very expensive proposition to air these games to keep up with the equipment needs. And due to our sponsors, we have been able to do this. Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pilliards, located in Swanton, B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking, the First National Bank, located in Liberty Center, the Henry County Bank in Liberty Center and offices throughout Henry County, the L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating Company, Holgate Metal Fab, located in Napoleon, Clapp and Haney Tools from White House, Ohio, Terry and Mary Lou Bowers of Liberty Center Enterprises, and Skip Miller and Miller Trucking, located in Napoleon. And we Tigers lining up for their third kickoff. Weshy, the outside guardian on the left, and Smith over here outside on the right. Short end-over-end kick taken at the 20-yard line. Breaks it outside, chased down by Amstutz. Hit made first by number 24, Ryan Miller, up around the 40-yard line, and Evergreen will take over with good field position across the 40 on the 42-yard line. Jim, Evergreen answered the bell.
First half, and they did move the ball pretty well. They've accumulated some yards and some first downs against the Tigers, so we'll see what this series brings.
Two wideouts to the right. Miller back to throw, rolls, now throws deep. Atkinson on the coverage and overthrown. Once again, Liberty Center doing a tremendous job, Jim, on pass coverage, but even with that in mind, Evergreen able to complete two great plays. And it's like you said earlier in the season, and it continues to hold true, you can't stop a perfect pass, and that was almost perfect. Once again, though, Atkinson tight on the coverage.
Yeah, we think of those first two pass plays that really went for big yards for Evergreen. They were thrown right in, all good double coverage on the one hand, but just perfectly thrown, and the receivers said, "This is my ball, I'm going to catch it."
Miller rolling back, now tries a screen pass the other way, hit by Miller and brought down. Great open field tackle by Ryan Miller. Just outside the 40-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 4 on the play.
Yeah, that big tight end was going to move with it too. He had some open field and would have gotten some yards, but Miller kind of fought off his block and stopped him right in his tracks. You sure like to see that.
Yes, and that's I believe that's the 4th time the Liberty Center's thrown Evergreen for negative yardage. That can make a huge difference in the flow of the offensive series calling. Evergreen now with those two wide outs. Miller rolling again to the right. Finally gets it off. Caught at the 50. Tackled by Jesse Smith. Jim, once again, good coverage, but Miller laid it in there on a dime.
Yeah.
Now the important thing, it was short of the first down. And it will be 4th and about 1.
Yeah. Well, Spike, the ball right on the 50-yard line. It's a little risky. You're down 12 points. I think you got to kick it away and hope for good field position for your defense to dig in and get a stop. So they'll probably punt this thing away.
Hudick. Yep, he'll pick up more than enough for the first down. A page right out of the book from Rex Lindgren there. Miller took the short snap and rambled for about 7 yards. It'll be a first down at Liberty Center's 42-yard line. Breakdowns in coverage, but the Tigers got caught at their own game. But this is good for Liberty. Liberty Center needs pushed right now. The Tigers have to find out just how good they are, and now their backs are against their wall again. Second time Evergreen has made penetration into the Men in Black's territory. Miller, straight drop back. Now thrown outside wide open. McIntosh dips and doos and gets close to the 30-yard line. Nice gain for Evergreen on that little swing pass.
Yeah. You know, this quarterback, this Brooks Miller for the Vikings, does lay that ball in there very sweetly. And his receivers count on that, and they say, hey, if it gets close to me, I'm going to catch it. And I've seen 3 different receivers be involved in this passing attack. Running patterns, running deep, getting some yards on them, and, moving the ball. So they got second and about a foot, Spike.
Yep, Tigers need a big play here on defense. But the important thing is that Liberty Center's got 32 yards of territory to protect as they try to keep Evergreen out of the end zone.
Timeout by the Vikings.
Pulled off a big fake punt play, and you're looking at second down and only a foot to go. And with the speed of Liberty Center staring you in the face and that defensive front wall that gives ground very grudgingly, what's your plans here as you try to set up your series to carry you these 32 yards. Where do you attack Liberty at?
Well, they've had best success with their passing attack, kind of spreading things out a little bit. And Brooks Miller isn't afraid to throw it into coverage. He has done that repeatedly, and his receivers can catch it. So I don't know. I look for some patterns being run in the same area, and maybe just a little 4 or 5 yard pass.
Yeah, it sounds like a good system. Tigers will line up, lingering in the middle on defense. No, yeah, flanked by Sharp and Matt Schwab. Now the give straight ahead, hit over there. Sattler, Sharp. It's going to be close to a first down. Tigers did a nice job, but I believe Evergreen earned about a yard there, and it'll be enough for a first down. They move the sticks about a yard. Ball will be placed at the 30.
Comment up here was that he earned every bit that he got. I mean, it appears as though somebody met him close to the line of scrimmage and knocked him backward, but second effort or whatever, he only needed a long foot, and he did move the sticks for the Vikings. So a fresh set of downs for the Vikes.
Vikings go with a little bit bigger backfield. McIntosh out of the game. Here's the deep pitch. It's going to be a halfback throw. He gets it off. He's wide open, but thrown long. Never really had time to get set. Good Tiger pressure into the offensive backfield, but it did catch the Tigers off guard. And this Evergreen offense, Jim, hasn't done it yet, but they are so close to so many big plays.
Oh yeah, that was a well-contrived play there. I mean, they had it thought out, and the receiver was, as you mentioned, open, but the man wanting to do the passing couldn't set his leg to really plant and get a nice throw, so it misses the target. But still, they're down there on the Tiger 30-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Well, when you go to run a gimmick play, sometimes that's what you have to accept. Now, great pass rush, thrown down. Now caught by McIntosh, breaks 2 tackles down the sideline and thrown down at about the 5-yard line by Ryan Zeider. That was Amstutz that got a big pop on the quarterback, Miller, but they just got the screen pass off. And McIntosh, is he ever quick? He is almost an antibody comparable to Seth Atkinson in their build and in their quickness and speed, and broke down the sidelines, down to the 5. It'll be 1st and goal for Evergreen.
Well, there is no question about it. Those Evergreen receivers, when they do get their hands on the ball, they know what to do with it. And he showed some real quickness. Would make good targets for Miller to throw at, so they're banging on the door hard.
Evergreen with 2 wide outs set to the left, 2 in the backfield. Here's the give, and goes nowhere. Slammed down by number 76. I believe that was lingering on the first hit. Loss. Jim, that's a big play. Loss of 2 yards. That is huge. Now 2nd and goal from the 7.
Oh, not only that, that's a momentum changer. You know, right there in the defensive line says, not over us, not over us. So they're looking to force them to go over the top, and of course that's where the Tigers have got to watch those slippery backs, slippery receivers.
Well, of course there's a lot shorter field to use for Evergreen, so definitely that takes away some of the long ball threat. Now back to throw. He looked quick. It's deflected at the line. Not sure there, but another great defensive job by Liberty Center. It could have been lingering, we're not sure, but the Tigers did their jobs. They came in with their hands up. And another big defensive play. Jim, it's been big defensive plays, one right after another for the Tigers.
Oh, it has. And the defensive line knew this was going to be a test, because this quarterback obviously can and does deliver the ball quite well, so they've got to keep with the pressure. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Well, so far, Evergreen's offense has been geared almost entirely to the 2 wide outside of the field. Only a few times have they tried to throw back. Now here's the fake. Miller tries to keep it, and he's going to be belted over there and thrown down. It was 59, Jesse Miller. And we'll try to get the other number. It may have been Jesse Smith. Miller there first, brings him down in the backfield. Jim, another big defensive play. A little bit of chicanery on the part of Evergreen went for naught. Tigers snuffed it out. Clock running, 5:38. Yeah. 4th and goal from the 8.
Yeah, impressive stand here by the men in black. Tiger defense tested, and they says we haven't been crossed yet this year, and they don't want it to be now.
Look for Miller to go a straight drop back. No, he's going to roll out. Pressure from Amstutz. Lobs it in there, and it's intercepted! It's intercepted by Jesse Smith! Yes! Yes! Jim, they answered the bell. The Liberty Center Tigers did it. Jesse Smith, with a great amount of anticipation, stepped in front and took it away. The Tigers have held the Evergreen Vikings out of the end zone.
Oh, that's got to be tough for the Vikings. I mean, they did everything right to get the ball down there. They might have had a penalty, they might have had a little help, but they were down there on the goal line for long enough, and they were turned back.
That kept Evergreen off balance those last 4 plays. Evergreen never really getting it out. Tigers now with Atkinson in the wing right. Here's the give to McClure. Following a block, kicks it outside on the sideline. It's McClure. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He's got one man to beat. It's a block by Huff. He gets it inside at the 20, at the 10, and he's down at the 6-yard line. A great run by Mike McClure. He took the handoff, followed a kick-out block out on defensive end, kicked it outside, barreled down the sideline, and the only reason they caught Mike McClure was Mike had to wait, follow a big block by Huff. He had to cut back to the inside, and that allowed the pursuit from the middle of the field to catch him at the 6. Jim, we're knocking at the door, baby.
Oh, good call, Spike. Good call, and a good play call there by the Tigers. I mean, they just come up with a big play there. Looked like a little wind out of the Evergreen sails after that goal line stand didn't produce.
Jim, you hit the nail right on the head. Tigers now with Atkinson, the wing right, and we got a flag. Jim, we see it game after game. It's the Tiger downfield blocking. I'll never, for every day that I breathe the rest of my life, never fail to be amazed by how well Liberty orchestrates that offense.
Yeah, and as you say, this downfield blocking, particularly on this last play that McClure ran so well, the numbers escape me because it happened so fast. But you've got the replay on Channel 5, and you watch it, and it was sweet. Some perfect blocks thrown, and they were not questionable blocks. There was no on the wrong side or anything, just good downfield blocking.
Tigers now first and goal at the 11-yard line after the 5-yard walk-off. Atkinson, wing to the wide side of the field. Here's the deep pitch to Zider, following blocks, cuts it up inside, and he's in! Untouched! I want to tell you, he was untouched, and he scored! They lead it 18-0. This Evergreen juggernaut came to town with ideas they were going to kick Liberty Center. Well, they might as well forget it now, Jim, because if they don't do something in this last 4.5 minutes, you can close the gate on the Evergreen Vikings.
Well, undoubtedly, they lost a lot of steam when they couldn't score when they were down on the Tiger goal line. And just a little bit of a mental lapse there, possibly. Tigers break the big play, and they're down banging on the Evergreen goal line. And, of course, Zider doing the thing he does so well as the Tiger fullback.
Tigers set to go for 2. Here's the deep pitch to Zider again, following out great blocks by McClure and by Amstutz. And he's in for the 2-point conversion. Jim, they do that so well. They kick out on the outside linebacker and on the defensive end, and then the interior line does such a great job at sealing out that lane. That play is bread and butter for Liberty Center.
Oh, it is. It's just now this first team unit has played literally this whole first half to this point, and they just love to execute and help each other out, and you know they just like doing a good job, Spike. And how could you beat it?
Jim, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Evergreen now lining up with 3 men deep. The Tigers, Todd Spangler, doing a tremendous job of kickoffs, and he has shown the ability to kick also into the corners. So now Evergreen going to drop back and have a 3-man umbrella back there. But what that also does, by doing that, that takes away from your wall of blockers at about the 25. Now here's a low line drive kick. Bounces, now taking it to 6. It's bobbled. Picks it back up. Miller blocked in the back, and they're going to rule his knee went down at the 15-yard line.
I'm not saying they have to put points on the board with this drive, but they do have to move the sticks. Their offense have got to generate some good ball movement here if they're gonna be in this game. But Tigers looking real strong now, 20-0.
Push, but even bigger, Jim. I think Liberty Center needs this is a place where they can put Evergreen away. They need to get the football. Here's a draw play up the middle. Breaks a tackle, gets up across the 30, out to the 30, near the 35-yard line. Amstutz knifing in from his defensive end position, got a hand on him, slowed him down, tripped him up, but he kept his feet long enough to get the first down.
Seth got hung up in there too in traffic and lost his footing. But that was a good play for the Vikings. They showed some effort there, moving the ball.
Clock running at 4:10. Jim, I think Liberty Center really needs to stop these guys, and if they can, punch in another score to prove that they can put a team away. Movement from the interior of the Tiger defensive line.
Oh, that's that crafty quarterback for you. He was jumping around and convinced the Tigers to be a little anxious there. So he's moving the ball and getting a little blow for his guys. So a big series for the Vikings, and I think they know it. So we may see some pretty sophisticated plays here. Big effort.
Yeah, that's something now the Tigers, some of the little things, not giving away any free penalties here. Evergreen now with 2 wide outs to the right. 1st and 5. Here's the pitch. Smoked out by Jesse Miller. Jesse Miller from his linebacker. Well, no, from his defensive end spot. Penetrated and snuffed him out. That's another big loss for Evergreen, a loss of 4. Jim, that's number 6 in negative yardage for Evergreen.
Yeah, that's the kind of play as a defensive end. You just love to see that in the film because you did your job, you penetrated, you weren't going to let anybody go outside, and then you stuff it. I mean, right out there in front of everybody to see. Nice play there, but good line play up and down the whole defensive line for the Tigers.
2 wide outs to the left. Miller dropping back to throw, gets it out quick and caught. Tackle immediately by Tim Huff, but good for 1st down yardage for Evergreen. Jim, those quick slants are probably some of the most difficult pass plays to stop, but if you make one single mistake at the same time, it can really be dangerous as well.
Yeah, but that's the eggs that Evergreen carries in their basket. They know their quarterback's experienced and can lay it in there, and so that's their game, Spike. They're going to live or die by the pass here tonight.
Evergreen 2 wideouts. Here's the draw play. Breaks 2 tackles up the middle. Now breaks another one down the left sidelines. It's just him and Miller. Smith slows him down and finally brought down by Ryan Zeider. A great job of running by McIntosh on the... Excuse me.
Yeah, Spike, got to give it to the Vikings on that play there. That just was well executed, and he darted in and out of his blocking downfield and broke a big one. So once again, with 2.5 minutes to go in a half, Vikings down on the Tiger 21-yard line with a first down.
Now the give up inside, power running straight ahead for about 4 yards on the play. That was Joel Hudick, number 30. Also handles the kicking chores for Evergreen. 2nd down and 6 at the Tigers' 17-yard line. 1:58 to go. Once again, the Tiger defense being challenged. 2 wide outs to the right. Here's the deep pitch to McIntosh, looking for some running room, and dropped in the backfield. Seth Atkinson with a big hit, penetrating into the backfield. Wait for the spot here. Possibly got back to the line of scrimmage.
Dan Sattler in there on the stop as well.
Well, so far that's been a Tiger strong point, stopping them for losses or no gains. And that really hurts the momentum of an offense, and that's probably made the difference in this game here.
Yep, 3rd down and 4 yards to go, so certainly 2 down territory to get that, move the sticks, but the clock being kind of a factor too, so Vikings got to come up with something slippery.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining here in half number 1. A wide out set to either side, 2 backs in the backfield. Miller dropping back, pressured by Lindgren. He gets away, now throws a high lob, and knocked away, almost intercepted. Another fine job by Jesse Smith in defending the high more or less lob pass. Miller in trouble in the backfield and had to get rid of it in a hurry.
Yeah, I believe he lost his grip on that ball too, Spike. That's about the wobbliest pass he threw, but still was a good effort there. Two Tigers in the vicinity almost picked it off again, but it falls to the ground, and so now a timeout's called by the Vikings. 54 seconds to go in the half. The ball's on the Tiger 16-yard line, and it's a 4th and 4. So this is the play of the half here for the Vikings. They'd like to get something on the board. I don't know if they've got a kicker that can reach that distance. And being down 20 to zip, they probably would scrap that idea in favor of a couple passes here. Maybe a short pass for a first down along the sideline, Spike. I don't know.
Points. 3 points really won't get them anywhere. Tigers now lining up. They're going on the defensive line. They're going to have Lindgren. Now Moeller coming off. McClure, number 31, into the game. Tigers expecting some kind of wide stuff here. So they're going to play. They're going to play the pass here as opposed to the run.
Oh, I think they're putting quickness up there on the line too. I believe they're going to sacrifice strength for somebody quick to be able to scramble on that passer.
Excellent observation as McClure lines up at a tackle on the left side. Now here's the fake. Miller back. He gets it off, and it's underthrown. Good job out there by Ryan Miller, and Brooks Miller was peeled, or by Smith. Brooks Miller was peeled back there from Weshy, Zeiter, and Sattler, all back there. And the Tigers doing another stellar defensive job as they hold the Vikings out. Well, I don't believe, Jim, that the Tigers will do anything crazy here. I'm sure they'll just look to run something simple here. No, they're not. Shaddy back to throw, sets up a short inside screen to Agason. He breaks a couple tackles, gets up over the 20, out near the 25-yard line. Well, Jim, I guess you just never know when it comes to Liberty Center Tiger football, coached by that always wily Rex Lindgren.
Yeah, that last defensive play down there on the 4th down that held the Vikings from moving the sticks and or some points, that was pretty impressive. We'll talk more about that later, Spike.
Tigers with 2 wideouts now. They're not going to give up anything. Here's a little swing pass to Zeiter. Safe pass, albeit. He gets across the 30-yard line, and that will be enough for a Tiger first down.
Alertly saving the clock and running out of bounds.
Yeah, that with 14 seconds and I believe 2 timeouts. Liberty Center may have time for as many as 3 plays here.
Going back to that defensive stand the Tigers put on, we saw them bring in some really quick guys that don't normally play on the line position, but just to come up with some extreme quickness against the passer, and it worked.
Tigers now with 1 wide out. And the give, quick hitter to Zeiter up on the inside. He rambles forward for about 6, and the clock stopped. Tigers call a timeout. Well, Jim, with their explosiveness, all you need is time for 1 play, and they may even get 2 in here, but they may look to hit the big one. The ball is at the 37-yard line, so it would have to be a big play, but with their speed and ingenuity, who knows?
No question, we could see anything here yet, Spike, but what a first half. I mean, very hard fought, but Tigers looking big on the scoreboard, 20-0, but they've earned those points. Man, they've earned them, and Evergreen was banging on the door a couple times, but things didn't work. They had an interception here once, and of course they were stuffed on 4 downs.
And how much talent and athleticism that they do have. This is a pretty darn good Evergreen football team as they really have tested the Tigers. Now Liberty Center coming out. Smith split wide to the right. Atkinson in the split out wide to the left. Weshy and Moeller on the right. Shaddy drops back to throw. He's going to look deep for Smith. Smith up, catches it, and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. There's 3 seconds to go, Jim, and this ain't over yet.
Oh, what a pass play there. What a beautifully run pattern by Jesse Smith. He knew where the out-of-bounds line was, and he knew when the quarterback was going to throw the ball. So that seemed like some real nice coordination between the quarterback and Jesse. That's good to see. 1 more play.
Yeah, Jesse kept his eyes on the ball, and he, with his speed, forced the defender to stay with him. So he stopped, came back, and got the ball. Tigers time for one play. We've got the wide formation to the left, and now possibly an illegal formation for Liberty Center with Atkinson outside in the slot, inside Ryan Miller. At this point, Jim, it's immaterial. Tigers can score from the 35 just as easy as they can score from the 30.
I don't know why he cleared out on that. He just sort of decided, quarterback can't throw it this far. And excellent back-breaking play for the Tigers.
Going for two now. Here's the deep pitch to Zeider, that bread and butter play. He rambles down, and he's in for the two-point conversion. He broke through the pile on his feet for the score. And Liberty Center Tigers have dominated this Evergreen Viking team who came in here with big ideas of an upset. Jim, and on the last play of the game, the Tigers up that lead now to 28-0, and we'll go to half with Liberty Center feeling awfully good about themselves here.
Third game of the season, and with what little time there was on the clock, everybody knew what they were supposed to do. For a fairly green quarterback, this is his first year at the helm. He ran it beautifully, Spike.
Well, and all I can add to that is once again, another dumb call by the Tiger offense, and you know it just turns out just dumb as a fox, Jim. Just to reiterate a little bit, in that final 49 seconds when Liberty Center took over at their own 16-yard line, everybody in the football field here in the had to figure, Jim, that the Tigers were going to down the ball. Well, our cameraman, of course, he knew better, but Jim, that was crazy. Why in the world would you try to make something happen with only 49 seconds to go and your own 16? Why would you give the other team a chance?
Probably just to show that they could do it, and it was playoff football, Spike. This is the toughest game the Tigers have faced, and they just wanted to show that, oh yeah, the Tigers are back. The Tigers are for real. Start believing. We're going to make it happen. What an execution there. Quarterback, we talk, we need repetitions. We want to see a lot of this and a lot of that. I think he's been answering a lot of questions here tonight. Threw a couple passes in the ground, maybe a missed assignment or something, but he's thrown some pretty passes and just made good judgments all the way around.
Yeah, he's maturing game by game. And once again, Rex Lindgren rewriting the book on
setting on the ball.
Right. Never a doubt what Rex is going to do. The doubt is just not knowing. So, and a great 2-minute type drive for Liberty Center, as that may set the stage for some great things to come this season. Quickly going over our sponsors here. Game by game, individual sponsors here. Denny and Penny Myers for their son Kane. Cheryl Van Gunten for her son Chris. John McClure and Deb McClure, for Mike McClure. Rick and Rhonda Miller for Jesse Miller. Bob and Julie Shaddy for their son Rob. Mike and Linda Simbola for their son Brad. And Dave and Deb Silvas for their son Brett. Also Terry and Mary Lou Bowers. Our season sponsors. Dave Perry of Dave's Auto Service, located in Liberty Center. Probably one of the finest mechanics you'll ever find. Pisanello's Pizza, Craig and Sherry Myers. Pisanello's Pizza have done a lot for the Tiger football team in their Thursday night meals. They've really been a big help for the Tiger Trust here. Dave's Running Shop in Delta, who of course handles Delta athletic goods, but you can better believe they've got a full line of anything in the orange and black that you may want to find, plus a complete line of all sporting goods. Rick Spees of Spieth's Trailer Court. And also KK Collision, one of the fine establishments in auto body and auto painting work with state-of-the-art equipment here in Northwest Ohio. Also, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pilliards in Swanton, B.A. Miller & Sons Trucking, First National Bank in Liberty Center, the Henry County Bank in Liberty Center, and, of course, locations all over the county. We also have L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating, the Holgate Metal Fab, operated by Jeff Spangler, Clapp and Haney Tools, run by the Carpenter Brothers from Liberty Center, located in White House, Terry and Mary Lou Bowers of Liberty Enterprises, and, of course, Skip Miller, a famous Tiger running back of days gone by, or his Miller Trucking business located in Napoleon, Ohio. Well, Jim, we're getting set here for the kickoff, and I believe the Tigers answered any questions. They've set the stage now for the big showdown next week.
Indeed, they have, Spike, and you know, the Vikings got a lot of yards on the Tigers if you add things up there for the first half, but the Tigers stiffened when they had to, and that score reflects a yeoman effort by the men in black.
Well, one good thing I noticed, one good sign that came from the Tiger defense, there constantly was pressure on Miller. He's forced to throw from a rollout position. And number two, with the exception of one time on a halfback pass, the Tigers have actually had, I believe, super coverage from their secondary. It's been two outstanding catches that would make any ESPN highlight, have been the one thing that's kept Evergreen in the hunt here, even though they have yet to be able to crack the goal line. Yeah. They don't have to show any more big stuff. They don't need much more razzle-dazzle. They've only showed that inside reverse once. They showed the end around to Smith once. I think they're just going to grind it out. They're going to try to pile up some stats here. Liberty Center kicking off for the second time in the game. I think maybe perhaps, well, we just don't know the answer here. Now here's a short one, end over end, bounds around, picked up at the 25. Tries to return it around the right side and brought down in a great solo tackle.
56.
Number 58, Brian Flory, the man-eating man-hunter of that Tiger special teams. Once again, senior Brian Flory makes the big play. And Jim, that's what it's all about, making a big play.
Well, if that guy wore a Packer uniform, he would be Travis Jervey.
Short return of only 5 yards on the big play by Flory.
What?
Yeah, the only thing we can figure here is Lindgren must have chose to kick off. Evergreen on a little bit of a reverse coming back there and brought down after maybe a 2-yard gain, a double handoff. But the Tiger defense stayed at home and they ate it alive. Gain of a short 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers on defense. Tigers have been able to use multiple combinations. Right now they've got Lindgren in the middle with Box on the left and Sharp on the right. We've got Smith out here wide as a safe or as the corner. Atkinson is a safety. Miller rolling to his right. Good pursuit from Box. And now the short pass into the ground, almost intercepted. We're going to have a flag in the backfield. I think there'll be a block in the back.
Yeah, it was, or if not, a holding, a near tackle. Tiger defender running out there and just couldn't shed his blocker. No how, no way. And eventually the flag was thrown.
Yeah, that was great pursuit by number 56, Chris Box, and number 20, Van Gunton. And it was Van Gunton who took the illegal block, and the walk-off will be against Evergreen of about, it'll take them back. Well, now see, that goes from the point of the foul, so in all actuality, a 15-yard penalty.
That's just a crucial play, Spike. Evergreen, you know, trying to get something going. Now they've got, 2nd down and about a mile and a half up there to the front marker.
Yeah, it'll be around 25 yards for a 1st down. for the Vikings. Ball at their own 15. They've got to get to the 40. Evergreen comes out with two wide out, split out to the short side on the right. Van Gunten at a defensive end. Great pressure. Now the little swing pass to Hudik. Hudik barrels up over the 20. Gain of about 7 yards on the play, but Jim, that really doesn't hurt Liberty Center at this point, of course. We can give up the 7 or 8 yard gains.
Yeah, Atkinson and Sattler combined for the stop right there in that play, and they still got a long way to go to move those sticks, and it's 3rd and 16 according to the board over there. But what do you suppose Evergreen had to talk about at halftime?
Well, I would believe that they had to talk more about what the game is all about, what you've got inside. We have to come back out and establish the fact that we can play football, and not so much a changes of strategy. It's just a matter of getting your feet back on the ground. Now here's a quick pass on the roll out to the left. Miller normally rolling to his right. Good hard ball thrown, but off target, and that will bring up a 4th down and about 16 to go.
Likely the reason that ball was off target was that incessant pressure on him. Miller gets hit nearly every time he drops back to pass, and sometimes that hurts. At any rate, he just doesn't have time to plant and dig in and make that big throw because his receiver actually was a little open there.
Yeah, the Tigers' defensive pressure certainly makes a difference. Now a low punt taken by Atkinson. Here's a reverse. No, the fake. No, there was no fake. It was a reverse to Zeider, but Jim, the fact that it worked for Evergreen to throw him down at the point of the handoff was simply the fact that Atkinson actually did have him beat going around the right side. It was a set play, and Evergreen was too slow to pursue, but we're right there waiting for Zeider.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, we can always say what would have worked after the play was run, but indeed, if Seth would have just hung on that ball, he'd still be running yet.
To basics, 2 tight ends, Atkinson, wing on the right. McClure and Zeider in the backfield. Here's the give to Atkinson. He spins and twists his way forward. Seth Atkinson always doing a nice job coming up with positive yardage. Gain of 3, and it'll be a 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line. Jim, the first half, at the end of the first half, just to touch on that one more time, the Tigers moved the ball 84 yards in only 49 seconds, and they really didn't have but only one big play, and that was the 35-yard pass to Smith over here in the sideline, but they were still 35 yards away. Great drive, just great job. Now that inside reverse to Atkinson, cuts inside, now back outside, breaks the tackle, he's got Smith out in front, and Atkinson finally pulled down from behind at the 28-yard line of Evergreen. They run that little inside reverse to Atkinson. The Tigers, another one of their big plays down through the years. Atkinson doing a fine job following his blocking. Finally caught from the rear after having to make so many twists and turns.
Yeah, nice downfield block by Jesse Smith there. Jesse actually screened 2 defenders off the play on that and moves the sticks in a big way. What a play.
Tigers now marching, knocking on the door there at the Evergreen 27. 2 tights, Atkinson wing right. On the power give to Zeider. No, Shaddy keeps it, throws the bomb. He's got Huff open, caught. No! Just knocked out of his hands. Just over the goal line. Shaddy laid it out there. Good defensive play. I believe Huff may have actually got screened off in sighting the ball, and it was just tipped and just bounces out.
Oh, that's a good call there, but man, that pass was there, and Jeff, given another opportunity, he'd hang on to that. That's Huff. That's Huff out there, but you know, just fell short.
Tigers going for the home run ball on 1st down. Now 2nd down from the 27-yard line. Shaddy back to throw, a little quick drop just over the head of Jesse Smith. Jesse open out there and about 12 yards downfield, right at the stick. But that now will make it 3rd down and 10. And I think, Jim, what we're seeing here is Tigers working on another facet of their game. They need to round everything out, and this is one area where they still need some help.
Oh yeah, deep into the 3rd quarter here, we've still got the first unit there, and a lot of reps by this Shaddy at quarterback. Incidentally, it's Tim Huff is a receiver. Jeff is Tim's dad. That's a mistake we've been making right along here, but we know you, Tim.
All right, now the sweep to Atkinson coming from his wing position. He'll go forward for about 4 on the play. And the Tigers now faced with a rare 4th down situation this season. Ball rests just inside the 25-yard line. It'll be about 4th down and 7. Tigers a little slow coming out of the huddle. They're going to go with a little bit different formation. We've got Huff split out wide to the left with Atkinson in the slot left. Smith in at tight end. Here's Shaddy back to throw. He's got time. He throws. He's got Atkinson just over his head. Atkinson open just beyond the 10-yard line. Would have been good for 1st down yardage, but just over his head. Seth had to come back, got a hand on it, couldn't pull it in. And the Tigers turn the ball over on downs. Evergreen holds at the 8:08 mark of the 3rd quarter, but the Tigers are leading 28-0. Setting the defense for Liberty Center. Weshy at a linebacker. We've got Flory at a defensive end on the right side. Here's Zeiter on a blitz. Here's the quick lob, guarded by Miller, and a nice job. Ryan Miller had single coverage. Evergreen did a good job of picking up the blitz, but Ryan Miller did an even better job, and the pass fell incomplete. 4 seconds off the clock, 8:04 here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that was just perfect coverage there. Defender there, and both reached for the ball, and defender come down on the offensive receiver just to add insult to injury on that play.
Defensive end on the left, Van Gunten. Here's the draw play, and brought down by Lindgren. Slowed down on the great penetration from Weshy from his linebacker spot, and Blake Lindgren there to stop him for no gain. Another nice job by the Tiger defense. Matt Schwab, the defensive tackle on the left, and of course we have Lindgren in the middle and Sharp over at the right tackle. And of course we've got our standard defensive umbrella with Atkinson, Zeiter, Miller, and Smith. Now here's the bomb overthrown. Miller taking some more pops. That time it was Van Gunten on the delivering end. Sattler also in at one of the linebackers.
Unbeknownst to us, well, yeah, it's 4th down right now. I was just questioning what went on there, but Evergreen's coming up. Now let's be aware of that short snap.
Now the snap back. Here's a high. Nice punt. Atkinson takes it at the 40, evades one tackler, now breaks outside. Nice block by Smith. Cuts it up. Another good block. Battles his way. Dives up over the 50-yard line. Nice return. About a 13-yard return for Seth Atkinson. Brian Weshy with a little gimpy ankle. He's coming off.
Spike, this is more minutes the first teamers have played total in 3 games right here, this game against the Vikings, and it's good. It's good to get that conditioning in because next week is going to be a good, hard-fought contest when Patrick Henry gets involved.
Yeah, and I think the Tigers are really putting out a message here to, of course, our friends from the South and to everybody that, hey, we mean business, and we can go from anywhere on the field. Now the snap, Shaddy to McClure on a deep pitch. McClure breaks 2 tackles across the 40, down to the 35 and down to the 32. But, yeah, a flag, and it came out early from the Tigers' left offensive side from somewhere in the defensive backfield. So it should be a hold, and it is. And that fine 16-yard run by McClure will be brought back.
Now, Spike, as hard fought as this game's been, I think from the Tiger standpoint, that may only be their second or third penalty. So to play this hard, this long, and not get flagged means good discipline.
Well, I think now, Jim, we have to look at as the game wears into this second half, and the Tiger starters are charting some new territory. If they are going to tire at all, we'll see it now, and a few more penalties thrown in. But you know how the practices go over here. If you can survive a practice, the famous saying goes at Liberty, you can play in any game. Now another penalty.
Movement. They weren't set. Tigers weren't set. They're going to walk 5 more off.
A mistake made on the offensive line, and Tiger coaching staff a little unhappy there, as well they should, Jim. And this definitely is not what we want to see out of Liberty Center. Like I said, into the second half, if they are tiring, and I don't think that's it, not physically, but perhaps mentally tiring, cruising with this 4-touchdown lead, you don't want to see those things. And I think the coaching staff will monitor that situation very closely.
Well, there's plenty of reserves that are just itching for a chance to get into this, and played quite well in the earlier games.
Here's Shaddy with a fake sweep, throws the bomb to Smith, just off his fingertips. Jesse Smith, trying to come across, was shielded from the ball by the defender, number 7, and Smith tried to pick that ball from off the ground up near or down by his ankles. Game effort by Jesse, but the ball thrown an awful long way also by Shaddy. Was close, but no cigar, so that'll bring up now 2nd down and 25 yards to go. Tigers ball on their own 38-yard line. Atkinson in the wing left.
2nd to miles.
Yep, 2nd and 2 miles. Now the pitch to Zeider, cuts it up inside, follows the blocks, gets it across the 40. Gain of about 6 on the play. And Jim, we're now facing a 3rd and long situation, and yeah, good chance to see now what give the Tigers a challenge. These are the things they need to experience right now, as they may need them later on in the season.
Yeah, pretty much they've been playing ball control here the second half. That's using the clock and just working on their blocking schemes.
Different set here. Smith wide to the short side left, Atkinson in the slot on the right. Shaddy back to throw. Now the little short screen to Miller. Miller cuts it up inside, carries 3 tacklers across the 50, down to the 46-yard line. And Jim, we got it inside 10 yards, and we are beyond our own 10-yard line, so I guess it makes it 4-down territory under the regime of Rex Lindgren.
It could be, and a nice effort there by the receiver. Probably 10, 12-yard pickup, and as you say, gets it across the 50-yard line. So Tigers in punt formation, but expect anything.
Ryan Miller takes the snap. He looks, he throws. He's got a wide open Tim Huff. He catches it at the 40-yard line. Good for a Tiger first down. And once again, the dice is rolled. Jim, it's like I said, anything beyond the 10-yard line, and Liberty's in 4-down territory.
And it's nice to see so many different people handle the ball and handle it quite well. That was a nicely thrown ball, and Huff knew what to do with it.
And that was not a breadbasket catch either. Huff had to grab that thing out on his fingertips with the arms stretched. That was a nice grab, and certainly one that lays the foundation for many more this year. Tigers back to the standard set. Atkinson wing left. Shaddy gives off to Collins. Collins burst up inside, down across the 30 and to the 29-yard line. Gain of 5 for Liberty Center. Collins into the game for Zeider, I believe. Whistle blows. I believe we've got an official's timeout. Atkinson wing right. Now the give. Now it's back to Atkinson on that inside reverse, and he's hauled down. Jim, that's one of the few times you'll ever see that sniffed out. Tackle made by Brooks Miller. A loss of a yard for Liberty Center.
Looked like there was a lot of room to run if he could have just turned the corner there, but Brooke Miller kind of sniffed that. He was watching. They probably know that in games past, that's been a nice bread and butter play. Usually goes for big yards. But third and about 6.
Collins and McClure in the backfield. Atkinson the wing right with the 2 tight end set. 3:28 here in the third. Straight ahead dive to McClure. He spins off, breaks 2 tackles, and he's close to a first down. A nice job by McClure following the blocks of Moeller and Amstutz. Weshy and Amstutz.
Very home game.
Oh no, with this new addition, they've got a long way to go. And I think in evidence there, we come up that 2-inch rule was not used, and the inexperience showed there on the chain gang. Andy Miller at the always on the building side of the sticks, of course, showing his dissatisfaction. And yeah, there's a long ways to go now because they've lost all their continuity as a crew, and it's going to take them all season to get caught back up. However, they're like the Liberty Center Tiger football team. Their aims are high. They want to go to the playoffs. And as well, these gentlemen want to compete in the state competition, where they finished second last year. Yeah. Tigers now they're going to call a timeout. Look for Evergreen to be able to put some big points up on the board.
I think the Tigers are pretty strong this year, and they've really shown us that early, albeit played teams that maybe weren't so strong. But I believe Tigers would get their points. I guess I didn't expect the Tigers to keep a goose egg up there, knowing that Brooke Miller and his receivers can score points in bunches. But it's just a heck of an effort. This Tiger team of 98 appears to have picked up right where the state champions of last year left off. You like to see it. There are just a lot of hungry players there, and they just go out there and get it done, Spike.
Well, now the Tigers faced with a big play here. They've got Amstutz at a left guard, Spangler at left tackle, Sattler the center, Weshy the guard on the right side. They're going to put Atkinson in motion going to the right. And the flag on the play. And the Tigers now breaking down a little bit. And this third quarter, as I said, not so much in the physical aspect, but the mental aspect wearing on them a little.
Yeah, that's true. And there's many ways to be tired and to play tired. And the way these boys are just walking around now, I mean, they know they've got the game in hand, but they've lost that crispness. And the discipline just isn't quite there. If you take a timeout and you talk things over, then you go up and you make a mistake like that that costs you concentration and yards. That's just not good, Spike.
No, now the Tigers are faced with a much tougher job. 4th down and a long 5 to go for the first down. Ball on the 29-yard line. Atkinson, wing left. Here's the deep pitch to Zeider, following blocks. He cuts it up. He's at the 15, at the 10, the 5. It's another Tiger touchdown. That quick 29-yard burst off the left side, and the Tiger offensive line once again shows their domination, their perseverance. Jim, just another great job by the Tiger line.
Oh, they put it together on that play, and they sprung him. And good seal block. I didn't get the number on the guy that did that as Zeider was breaking through, but you show a little bit of daylight to Zeider, and he's going to ring up some yards.
Well, the left tackle on that play was Spangler. The left guard was Amstutz. And, of course, you had McClure and Atkinson leading the way out front with the tight end Huff on that side. Now the set. Tigers' first single point kick try, point after touchdown of the evening. That is good. And the lead now, a commanding 35-0 over the Evergreen Vikings, who came to town with ideas of an upset. Definitely a message is being sent to Northwest Ohio from Titletown, Ohio, here in Liberty Center. And as I'll mention again, the prognosticators so aptly mentioned on their show this morning, Liberty Center, the mecca of Northwest Ohio football. probably the all-around greatest set of fans, most loyal, and this point brought out continually from the Archbold radio station. They have a lot of respect for the Tiger program.
Oh, and these Tiger fans are being well rewarded. What a trip that was last year, and as we alluded to earlier, Tiger 98 team is picking right up, getting it done, looking good, not appearing to have any weaknesses. 35-0 with a little over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Evergreen's playing with pride, and they'd like to score on these Tigers, but Tiger defense just tough as nails, Spike.
Oh, without a doubt, yes, Jim, without a doubt, they've gone 10 quarters here and part of another without giving up a score. And next week, I think we're going to be looking at the old famous immovable object and the irresistible force, the a very good offensive machine from Patrick Henry against this very tight Tiger defense. Here's Spangler's kick, a driving kick, and bounced away. Now fumbled the second time, picked up at the 14, takes it right back up the middle, breaks through the first cordon, but then brought down at the 26-yard line. Fine job of coverage by the Tigers. Number 60, Ryan Strayer, who has seen considerable action here in the first two games, back in there for the Tigers now. Van Gunten, the left defensive end. Here's the drive right up the middle and popped. Yes. Sattler met him right there. Just about turned him over backwards. A gain of a 1 measly yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Try to set the interior of the Tiger defense. Sattler and Strayer, the linebackers, and we've got Flory now as a defensive end on the left. Here's Miller on a keeper on the left side. Now the option pitch, and he'll fight his way forward. Jim, that's close to first down yardage.
Yeah, Spike, but that looked like a dangerous thing to be doing. There was a lot of traffic out there, but he kind of launched her, figured, well, if his man didn't get it, it'd probably roll harmlessly to the bound line there. But Tigers just playing tough. They're really banging hard on that defensive, offensive line, and pretty well stuffing them.
Yeah, gain of about 8 on the play. It's 3rd and 1. Evergreen on their own 36, and for some show here of compatibility, they need the first down. The give up inside, I believe it was to the diminutive McIntosh. No, we'll check the number there. Number 20.
Justin Setmeyer.
Well, no, that had to be an aberration. I don't believe he. Who cares, Jim?
Yeah.
It was
5-0 with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Tiger ball at its best.
Tigers front line, Lindgren. And we've got some movement. That time it was the Evergreen Viking offensive line. Tigers quick to point, put the blame where it belongs.
Yeah, is it?
Box, Lindgren, and Schwab, the front three for the Tigers. Miller rolls right, looking to throw. Nothing there. Now throws a desperation bomb. Atkinson, super coverage. Ball sails out of bounds down around the 30-yard line. Jim, another exhibition of fine defense.
Well, it was. He had that covered all the way. In fact, Atkinson knew where the sideline was, and so he wasn't even close to catching it because that ball was right over on out of bounds line, and Seth had him played perfectly. Good pass defense tonight by these Tigers. I know they look forward to the challenge because they know this is maybe one of the better quarterbacks they'll see, and they've been up to the challenge.
Well, they'll get another challenge next week, and I think they've answered some question marks tonight with their very tight blanket coverage. Probably some of the best single coverage you're going to see in high school football from this area. Now the fake, he keeps it. He screen pass back behind, it's caught, and it's going to go for first down yardage. Finally bulldogged out of bounds by Ryan Miller across the 50-yard line. And Jim, that was about all that Evergreen's got left in their arsenal. Oh, we got some trouble over on the sidelines, but things break up in a hurry. Evergreen finally with something to root for, something to cheer for.
Let's move the sticks, and Evergreen thinks they've got something going here, just over the 50-yard line.
Evergreen with 2 wideouts to the right. Here's the draw play up inside. Breaks a couple of tackles, finally nailed at the 44-yard line. One of the big hits in there delivered by Zeiter. And also number 20, Chris Van Gunten.
Got some people moving in and out now for the Tigers, so they're getting a few reserves in there. Ryan Strayer's in there right now.
Yeah, Ryan has seen plenty of playing time here as a starter in the first 2 games at linebacker. So the Tigers with a lot of depth there, as now they've got Brian Wesche seeing some action. Now the swing pass over on the right, drops the ball, but that play really was destined to go nowhere. Wesche out there, Van Gunten, Smith, Atkinson all out there. And I believe that play was pretty much dead in the water before it ever got going.
Oh, that's a case of the receiver seeing those defenders coming, and he didn't want that ball, Spike.
No, the Tigers play after play, pounding, driving, running, pushing. Evergreen just falling under this relentless defensive onslaught. Tigers now, see, 2 wideouts. Here's the pitch coming back end around. Shoved back outside by Flory, forcing him to go. Atkinson out there makes a hit, slows him down, and he's bulldogged out of bounds at around the 40-yard line, and I don't believe that'll be enough for a first down. Uh-oh. We've got some extracurricular. Flag went high, and we have no clue at this point where that went.
Yeah, it looked like extracurricular activities over there on the Evergreen bench. I think the guys on the sideline aren't happy with the way things are going, and they got a little rough with one of the Tiger defenders as he was trying to stop that play dead in the water. So they're going to walk one off big here against Evergreen, and that's going to hurt.
Well, you've got to look at it from the Evergreen standpoint. They came in here and they had some real ideas about knocking off the Division V state champions from last year. And, well, they should think that way because they did bring back a veteran bunch. They got almost everybody back, all their skilled people back. And looking at the score here, they've been pretty much dominated the whole game. And when you're getting your butt kicked 35-0, sooner or later, frustrations are going to come out. Tigers now with Flory in there as a defensive end on the left. We've got another whistle. And Evergreen calls a regrouping timeout. The wheel's starting to fall apart now for the Vikings.
Yeah, and you see it's 4th down and 20 yards to go, and the ball where it is, and the Tiger offense being what it is, we better see a punt here by Evergreen. Likely we will. But some fresh Tiger numbers coming in there, Spike. Tiger veterans did a good job tonight, and you got a lot of guys that have been getting playing time the previous 2 weeks, and they're anxious to get out there and mix it up with the Vikings. That's beginning to happen.
Well, Jim, anymore, it's really hard to say what fresh numbers are for Liberty Centers. They've been able to go so deep in their on the charts, pulling people out of spots to play here and to play there. Over at the end of the 3rd quarter. Jim, the Tigers lead it 35-0, but if I had to be a little picky here, I would say the Tiger coaching staff perhaps just a little not totally pleased with the Tigers' 3rd quarter performance as far as the offense goes. Some breakdowns in the penalty department, and that's where they need to toughen up here, make sure they get this game put away.
Yeah, you're right. I'd say this game's pretty safely going to fall in the win column for the Tigers, but as they look toward the Patrick Henry Patriots, they want to play error-free football. So, yeah, that's things to look at, and I don't care how good you are, you can always get better.
Okay, here we go for the start of the 4th and final quarter. Here in beautiful Tiger Stadium, they lead it 35-0 over the Evergreen Vikings. Shaddy still under center. Here's the give inside to Zeiter, powering his way, breaking a couple of tackles, and fighting up to the 20-yard line. Gain of 7 for Ryan Zeiter. And Jim, that's a beautiful thing to see here in the 4th quarter. Ryan apparently not tired at all.
Yeah, I agree, and it is good to get these these starters, these frontliners, plenty of action, because likely next week and as the weeks begin to unfold, as the meat of the NWOL schedule begins to manifest itself, they're going to have to be in shape, and they're going to be able to go most of the game.
Sattler at center, Weshy at right guard, Moeller at right tackle. Here's the quick hitter to McClure. He spins and twists, and I believe he's close to first down yardage. Gain of 3 or 4 on the play. Officials timeout now as they eyeball this thing. Now they move the sticks. It was a 4-yard gain for McClure. It'll be a first down on Liberty's own 23-yard line. Atkinson in a wing right, 2 tight end formation, standard for the Tigers. Here's the quick hitter to Zeider. Zeider bursts straight ahead. He broke 3 tackles, breaks 4, up over the 35 and out to the 38-yard line. Tigers really now owning the line of scrimmage, moving Evergreen back off the ball.
Yeah, and Ryan Zeider showing why he's probably the class fullback in the whole doggone area. He's walking back a little gingerly toward the huddle. He might even like a little rest, but they came to play, and boy, they give it all every play.
Oh, Jim, unbeknownst to us, we once again, the NCTV5 crew caught unawares. Now Miller back to throw, throws the bomb. It's going to be over the head. Nice coverage from Jesse Smith. And Evergreen with the ball at Liberty's 38-yard line from Zeider. Finally, for once in his life, didn't pay off. And somewhere along the line, he was stripped, but we never did see the ball on the ground.
Evidently, but that's where TV5 watchers can see exactly what happened there. We need a replay ourselves, Spike.
Yeah, probably more than one, Jim. All right, now with 2 wide outs left. Offset backs here in the backfield. Here's the deep pitch. Flushed out there. Flory, box, a host of Tiger tacklers. Yeah, Matt Schwab. Great Tiger pursuit. The deep pitch with the Tiger defense spread out with the wide formation. Only gave up 2 yards. Strayer coming off for Liberty Center. Yep.
The speed set on the line now.
You know, this is not a thing that's totally new to McClure either. He played some defensive tackle for the speed last year a few times.
I know if I was an lineman, I'd sure hate to try and block him.
Uh-oh, the draw play. Fake the pitch. He breaks 3 tackles, 4 tackles, down inside the 25 to the 22, and that's an Evergreen first down. Gain, Jim, of about 11 on the play.
Ryan Miller finally getting him.
Yeah, the Tiger front line is still out there, and they need a stop here bad, and not just so much for the statistical end of it, but I think for their own pride. The Tigers haven't been quite as sharp here in the second half, and they need something to hang their hat on now. Here's the fake. Now hit by Zeider, a little throwback. It's caught at the 25, breaks a tackle, dumbles down, stays in bounds, and we're going to have a flag on the play. Flag thrown behind the ball carrier. I believe it's going to be, if it appears, some sort of a chop block against a clip against Evergreen. Well-conceived play, some great pressure from Zeider and a host of Tigers. Miller barely getting it off. And, Jim, that's the only thing I've seen that the Tigers maybe soft underbelly might be, are the misdirection plays to get this super penetration and pursuit from the Tigers.
Yeah, well, you'll probably have that. When you sell out to come up with that big pressure, you're going to have a weakness here and there. But, you know, I was thinking about the Evergreen quarterback here. He stood up to getting pounded pretty regular here, and he didn't have time to make a good pass there, and still he was able to find his receiver for a completion. So you got to admire this Brooks Miller as an athlete, but overall the Evergreen Vikings way overmatched tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to say he's the second best overall athlete in NWOAL right now. Well, 1st and 22 from the Liberty 35-yard line. Miller on a draw play, gives it off to Hudik. Hudik now bowled down, and I believe that's Ryan Miller on another fine open field tackle. Ryan couldn't get down low, but bulldogged him up around the shoulder pads, and with help, they drug him out of bounds.
It's a spirited effort here by the Evergreen Vikings trying to cross that goal line there. They're just scrapping like all get out. So far, Tigers able to bend a little, but they haven't broken. Really, that's a lot of quarters played without having their goal line crossed, and if you added up the number of Tiger players on defense, it would be astounding.
Tigers now with Sattler and Weshy at linebackers. Back to throw. It's caught, and it's an Evergreen touchdown. Yep, Ian Lemke on a crossing route at about the 7-yard line, was well defended, but another one of those, Jim, perfect passes, and those were the hardest, of course, to defend. The ball was thrown perfectly and rambled on in for the score.
No question, the Vikings live and die by the pass, and with some excellent talent at both ends, and he just threw a strike, and that's all you can say, so Evergreen's on the board.
Evergreen with the kick attempt. It's up, and it's good. And the score with 8.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's Liberty Center 35 and the Evergreen Vikings 7. Well, Jim, on the Prognosticator show this morning, we had our own Norm Zeider as guest prognosticator. He predicted Liberty Center would win this thing 35-14. And pretty close on the money, I would say.
It's been a good contest. When you review the statistics, and of course the coaches look the films over and everything, you're going to see where our Tigers have given up a few yards here and there and in some good plays. But, you know, Evergreen has manifested a great offense in their first 2 games. So they came in here, and the weather's good, and they've got a good passing attack. So it is conceivable that they were going to find a way to cross the goal line, and a pizza would go real good after this game. We know they're open late on game night, so keep them in mind as you fight the traffic to get away from Tiger Stadium. Stop in and see the Pizzanella Pizza team.
Well, Jim, I'm having some auto body work done at KK Collision, so I'm going to have to get a great big pizza and have to eat on it for about 3 days because I'm kind of hurting for money. But I know it'll come out looking good. Tigers now preparing for an onside kick. They've got some good hands, people up front. Short kick taken by Huff at the 29-yard line. Takes a skirt to his left, breaks a tackle, and brought down at about the 38-yard line.
It was headed out of bounds there, but looks like the Tigers are walking backwards, so they're going to start from pretty deep in their own territory. Nice to see them get a good drive going. Now they've got pretty much the original unit in there, and it's pretty deep in the fourth quarter, and let's just see whether they're tired in any way, shape, or form.
Yep, execution, the name of the game right now. You got to give the Vikings credit, too, on Zeider's fumble. They were ripping at the ball. They're still out there battling. And so the Tigers have to show something here. Atkinson now on the wing left with 2 tight ends. Here's the give to McClure. McClure following a block by Weshy, gets outside. He's at the 20, cuts it up to the 24. Stays in bounds, gain of about 9 yards on the play. Another nice job. Tigers sealed inside, and McClure got outside quick. Followed the block by Weshy and knifes in for a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1.
That was a pretty play for us to watch here, and I'm certain the camera showed that real nice too. He was running right at us, and didn't take him long to pick him up and put him down. Another member of that second place finishing state sprint relay team for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was Moeller and Smith sealing off the inside, and Weshy pulling to lead the way. Same play to McClure. He leaps over a blocker, fights his way up to the 34-yard line. Big yardage for McClure. 10 yards on the play. Tigers looking just for the first down, and McClure alertly leaped over his own blocker, followed 2 more nice blocks, cut it up inside for the 11, we'll call it a 10-yard gain. Tigers now running the clock, moving the chains, and that at this point is what they want to do. They want to put this thing away, and more importantly, they want to look good doing it.
Right, ball control, that's a nice thing to have. I mean, coming up with a big play will get points, but you want to eat that clock up, and Tigers are working on the clock.
Collins in the backfield in place of Zeiter. It's the give to Collins, quick hitter up the middle. His burst is good for about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Ball will rest now on the 36-yard line on the 37-yard line of the Tigers. Miller checking into the lineup for Seth Atkinson at wingback. Sattler the center. Amstutz the guard on the left side. Spangler the tackle on the left side. Tim Huff the tight end on the left. And it's Weshy at right guard, Moeller at right tackle. And the give to Collins on the sweep left. Collins gets outside. He's at the 45, at the 50, down at the 40, and rambles down. Finally brought down. Great run by Chad Collins all the way down to the Evergreen 40-yard line. 23-yard gain for Chad Collins.
Tigers got him on their heels.
Joe Keller into the game on that last play as a tight end on the right side. McClure checks out. Brett Silvis into the game now at the left halfback. Miller in a wing right. Ball on the 40-yard line. Now here's the inside give to Miller. Miller breaks a tackle. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, the 20, the 10, the 5. It's another Tiger touchdown. And Liberty Center moves the ball methodically down the field. And on the long sustained drive, Jim, they put the nail in the coffin there. They lead it now 41-7.
What a classic play there.
Zeiter in the hold. Spangler set to kick for Liberty Center. Nice snap. The hold good. Kick is up, and it's good. And at 5:56 left in the ball game, Liberty Center now leading it 42-7. Jim, I don't think we can say anymore. The Tigers had to answer the call. They lost their string of shutout quarters. And a little bit ragged in the second half, but they came right down there and methodically took the ball the length of the field for the score.
Yeah, it was nice execution there by the blockers and the line play and just good ball handling. A few penalties early on and looked like they took a deep breath here, but got right back into their disciplined game and just whipped her down there with some beautiful execution.
Experienced bunch of players out there. Andy Bloomfield, number 73, in there on the kickoff team with a pretty fair amount of speed. A pretty quick Tiger bunch out there right now. Also Oberhaus in. Spangler's kick, low line drive, bounces, now rolls, picked up at the 18-yard line. Albert Davis, big hit. Number 27, Brett Silvis, the headhunter of the Tiger defense on special teams. Brett Silvis, with no regard for his own body, his own personal safety, leveled the return man at about the 25-yard line. Only at the 26, only a 6-yard return. Now checking out for Liberty Center, number 76, Blake Lindgren. Also number 11, Jesse Smith, another stellar job. Number 52 on the interior, Scott Whitman checking in, a senior. Here's the long bomb. Good coverage by Oberhaus, but caught. At the last second, Oberhaus lost the football, got turned around and caught across the 50-yard line.
No, they're really amassing quite a few yards on the passing attack. But you look at the scoreboard and you think, they may have put some yards up, but they didn't get them when they really had to have them. Think back in the first half, early on there, when Evergreen was banging on the door hard, and could they have put some points up, it could have been a little different. But the Tigers always stiffened when they had to, and even when Evergreen has made these completions for yards, there was coverage. It just goes back to the perfectly thrown pass generally finds a way to get in there if the receiver is so connected.
Yeah, no question, a fine set of receivers for Miller to throw to. Checking into the game on the defensive line will be number 71, Kane Myers. Also in the game that last play, number 50, Matt Furco, another rising star in the program.
Andy Bloomfield, 73 going out.
Yep, 73 Bloomfield. Yaw, Brett Westhoven, number 57 in there. That's Kane Myers, number 71. But the Tigers not throwing everything to change here away. Now Ryan Zeiter, after a stellar game, comes off, replaced by Keller. Evergreen now 2 wideouts to the left, drops back to throw, and they're going to run the draw play and a host of Tiger tacklers there. Westhoven, Myers, Whitman, and I believe number 60 Strayer all in on the stop. That will bring up 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. Nice job by Liberty Center. 5:22 on the clock running here in the 4th. The score 42-7 in favor of Liberty Center.
Might mention, Spike, that the quarterback for the Evergreen Vikings is number 14, Dan Stong, who is a freshman. So they've got a young quarterback out there.
Takes the snap. Now the option pitch out to the right. Slowed down, and Ryan Strayer on the tackle. Dan Sattler checking out.
55, Zach Gramling.
Yep, Zach Gramling into the ball game. Now senior number 88, tight end, and fine pair of hands there, Mr. Tim Huff, him checking out. And Nick Parasini in as a defensive back. 3rd down and 10 for Evergreen at the Liberty Center 44-yard line. Back to throw, here's the bomb, well over everybody's head, and that will bring up a 4th down for Evergreen, 4:17 to go. Game running a little long here, so may not get the video commercials in at the end, but once again, our thanks to our many sponsors. We'll get to those as soon as possible. Dave Perry of Dave's Auto Service and Pisanello's Pizza. Evergreen back in punt formation, 4th and 10. Here it is, it gets the kick off a short. Spinning kick will kick out of bounds. Down around the 25-yard line. Okay, in case we don't get those sponsor clips in at the end, quickly here, Dave Perry from Dave's Auto Services, uptown in Liberty Center, and of course the one and only Pisanello's Pizza. Dave's Running Shop in Delta, Rick Speece of Speece Trailer Court, KK Collision, run by Kyle Kern, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding. Tigers now with the wing right, 2 tights. Here's the pitch wide to Collins, cuts it up inside, now bounces forward, or a gain of about 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Clock running just under 4 minutes. We also have Pilliards in Swanton. B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking from Liberty Center. The First National Bank in Liberty Center. Skip Miller of Miller Trucking of Napoleon. Terry and Mary Lou Bowers from Liberty Enterprises. Clapp and Haney Tools in White House, run by the Carpenter Brothers. Holgate Metal Fab, Jeff Spangler running that show, and L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating of Napoleon. Here's the give to Silvis. Silvis tries to go off the right side. Nowhere, no running room there, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard on the play. Yep, we're going to give it about a 3rd down and a long 6 for Liberty Center. Ball resting at their own 33-yard line. Clock running at the 3-minute mark here into the 4th quarter. Now give up inside, dive forward by Collins. Tripped up, maybe a yard gain. That'll bring up 4th down, and the punting unit for Liberty Center coming out onto the field. Denny and Penny Myers, Cheryl Van Gunten, Rick and Rhonda Miller, Bob and Julie Shaddy, Mike and Linda Simbola, Terry and Mary Lou Bowers, Dave and Deb Silvas, and John McClure. Now a kick takes a good Liberty Center bounce end over end, and it'll be rolls to a stop at the 33-yard line. Things will go on offense, decline the penalty, take over at their own 33-yard line. We've got Parasini, Keller, Carter at defensive backs. Here's the pitch sweep going right. Strayer out there on the hit. Finally brought down also Neil Carter, Brett Westhoven. Yep, Westhoven I guess on the initial hit. Gain number 85, Wyrock, who's already been in the ball game. Back to throw, cuts it up inside, and Bulldog down. Number 55, Zach Gramling. Big, strong, fine-looking sophomore linebacker. Nails him for about a 3-yard loss in the backfield. Nice job coming up. Tigers leading 42-7 here on NCTV5, your leader for sports programming in Northwest Ohio. Some confusion there perhaps in the Evergreen backfield.
Larry Yaw.
And Yaw in on the hit. That'll bring up 4th down, clock running at 21. There are some pretty big plans, but as we can see on the scoreboard, the Tigers proved why they are the reigning state champions in Division 5.
Absolutely, and we do in fact look forward to next week when we can get the Patrick Henry Patriots again. I'm just wondering if the weather's going to be kind to us, Spike. Seems like it's about time for some miserable weather, but Big Red and the Orange Machine is gonna meet next week, and that may decide a lot of things for the league.
Well, without a doubt, and Jim, it's a game we always look forward to, and you know, I really, as a fan, I don't want to hear about bad weather or the officiating. Let's just go out and beat them.
Yeah.
Do it the way that the Tigers have learned how to do. Just continually pound it down their throat. Execution. That's the name of the game.
No question, you got to be impressed with this 98 version of the Liberty Center Tigers. These boys play football, they execute, and well, they just so far are getting it done and taking on all comers. So we'll see how the schedule unfolds, but next week should be a dandy.
Okay, Jim. Well, with that final one more time, Liberty Center 42, Evergreen